In order to run the example from chapter 10, you need to have Node.js in at least version 20 installed. Together with this comes npm in at least version 10. And what you will also need is Git in order to clone the repository and then run the example. So I'm already at the right directory, chapter 10 Spark composition. In here you will find 3 micro frontends, tags, settings, balance, and the app shell to actually combine all of them. Now we do the same as with the previous example. We first go over all the micro frontends, install them and build them, and then we do the same with the app shell. However, one thing to note is we started here already, so there is no need to start individual servers here. We are just running one server, and it actually then picks off the composition that's already been defined by building the different micro frontends. Let's see this in action. So now we are running at localhost 5173, and if we go there, you will see that we are displaying 2 micro frontends at the moment. The blue one's the balance one, and this uses the text one. This is the orange micro frontend. Now settings might also come, and if we change the URL, the activate function is running, and now the green micro frontend is active. This means that the content is sensitive to the URL, which then activates a micro frontend. This is how the Spark composition works. On the app shell level, what you will be able to see is this uses just Vite, therefore the index HTML, which refers to our source files, and pretty much all the layouting is already done here with the menu. Now the JSON file is interesting because this actually defines where the different micro frontends reside. So we got the balance, the tags, and the settings JavaScript files, and these are then loaded in the beginning by the app.js layer. All the code to bootstrap, mount, etc. the components is in there. The navigate to is run to actually hook on navigational links and then to run an activator function afterwards. So what we can see is when a link is followed, the URL changed is coming up. We got an event, and that then triggers everything else that needs to be triggered in order to mount the respective component that should be there. For the actual micro frontend API, we got a couple of window functions here: activate on URL change, render component, destroy component, and we got also register component. So a micro frontend, like for instance our settings here, might couple to this by just calling window register component, and here's the lifecycle of the respective component that gets added. And we also see that it hooks on the URL change to activate itself. It says, hey, I want to activate settings, and this is when I return true. So if the location path name equals /settings, then this thing wants to be activated. And that's everything, and the same principles are of course followed by the other two. Tags is a little bit different because it just registers a component, it doesn't register to a lifecycle. But then again, this thing is then used inside balance. So what we are doing here is we are registering balance like we did with settings, but then again we also use an element, the text info, inside a slot, and that's all we are actually doing here, mounting a text info in this table here, just by retrieving.